Then all of a sudden, here come what, for a lack of a better name, I'll call the Men in Black, who ransack your house. They take the alien, they take the freezer, they take the garage down, and as we heard described earlier, and you're on the run, and somewhere here recently, Doctor, you got shot. How in heaven's name were you shot? Where and when?
Well, we had gone to San Diego after your show to present this information to the San Diego UFO Society.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I'm thinking things are much calmer now. You know, I've presented this information to the public.
Yes.
Both on your forum and in person. And I'm a lot more relaxed. You know, I figure, okay, things are back to normal as far as I don't have to worry so much. Because you kind of let it out of the bag.
Sure.
So I went home from San Diego.
We don't have a lot of time here, so
okay. And when I went back to where I was staying at the time, which was in Canada, I went to sleep. I got up the next day. I went out. I had breakfast. I got a newspaper. And as I was coming back to my car, a man forced me against the side of my car at gunpoint with a gun in my chest. A man in his early 30s, dressed in a jogging suit. He said nothing, pushed me back. As he pushed me back, I grabbed the gun and I forced it away from the center of my chest, up and to my left. And it went off, probably because I grabbed it. But it was a reaction. It was not conscious. Okay?
And then what?
And it fired.
And it fired
right through my shoulder.
You went to the hospital, obviously.
No, I didn't. It fired, and I fell to the ground. I thought it had maybe missed me. At that moment, I didn't even think about it. I didn't even know that it had hit me. I thought it just made a bang, and it missed me.
I got you. Doctor, you're going to have to hold on. For those who get the last hour, lucky you. For those of you who don't, sorry about that. More to come. I'm Art Bell. 7. All right. Doctor, you were shot.
I was shot, and the unique thing of what happened during this moment was the gun went off, and the gentleman that had his face in my face looked really surprised. Like, this wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to shoot.
I fell to the ground against the car that I was up against.
Right.
He kind of halfway fell a little bit, like, you know, he had a hold of my shoulder, my other shoulder, at that time, my right shoulder.
Right.
And then stood back up very calmly and very slowly, looked around, took the gun, put it underneath his, like a jogging suit jacket, holstered it, and walked away. He didn't rob me. He didn't check my wallet. He didn't do anything. He didn't panic. He never said a word. And that's unusual.
So, but here you are shot.
I'm laying against the car. A guy came over, a man kind of came running over and said, "What happened? You know, did you get robbed? What's going on?"
Right.
And I said, "No, I think I'm okay, I'm okay." He says, "No, you're not. There's blood all over your arm." And that's the first time I realized that I had gotten shot.
Mm-hmm. That happens to a lot of people. They really don't realize at first they've been shot.
Well, I thought I felt the heat of the gun, and I thought it missed me. But then I realized that it had gone through the surface of my skin and out through my back. And basically, this was a very small caliber, and we know what caliber it is because we retrieved the shell.
What was it?
It was a 9mm.
9mm, that's not that small.
And it went right through basically my trapezius muscle and out the back.
Mm-hmm. So then, what did you do? I mean,
well, the guy helped me up, and he says, "Well, I'll go call an ambulance." I said, "No. I mean, I'm back in shock. I'm in fear of my life at this moment." And I just was panicking, and I got in my car, and I drove back to where I was staying. I was staying with some people who were basically putting me up. Now, these were people who were the Alliance.
Right.
The guy I was staying with, and if you recheck the other program, he was a doctor. He was a physician, a medical physician. Well, I walked in, his wife called her husband. He came home, and he cleaned the wound out, and he treated it and wrapped it up. And I stayed there for months. And luckily, it didn't break any major artery. It didn't, a little bit lower, it would have went right through my collarbone. But,
so you've been on the run. Ever since this whole thing began, you've been on the run.
One way or another, yeah.